Hello, good evening. Leo Carras was saying, we all get a little tired being ourselves sometimes. The answer is to reinvent yourself. But how do you do this? And what is the cost? Well, these are the points we are going to talk tonight in this session on, in this show on Let's Talk NLP. Good evening. Because as you will see, it is hard to make changes sometimes. Because when you have the topic that I'm trying to deal with tonight, you realize it's actually going beyond just simply changing behaviors. But who am I to proclaim this? Well, my name is Andreas, and I'm living here in Malaysia for the last many years. I'm running a company called Asia Mind Dynamics. You can see our web link up there. And I'm a certified trainer and master trainer of NLP and hypnosis or hypnotherapy. And I do this since about 2005, around this time. And this session, I want to give you a couple of insights on how does change work. And why is it really hard sometimes to make changes that actually go beyond just simply making changes at the behavioral level? Yes, and along that line, of course, feel free to ask questions. Introduce yourself in the session here, because I would like to know who you are, where you're from, if you can share this, or I can give you a high five along that line as well. Alright, but as we get started, let me play you our awesome introductory video. Alright, here we go. Okay. Welcome back again. Alright, I'm good to see you here. As we always like to say, please comment, participate, ask your questions, introduce yourself so I do know who's actually listened to this great session on reinventing yourself, which there is a background to the story and why I came about this topic, which is different from the topic last week when I talked about investing in personal development. This one is really about reinventing yourself. Now you know the routine, of course. If you are somewhere with other people, play that video with them. If you're driving a car, just hang me at the car holder. Don't watch it while you drive. Your safety is of utmost concern to me, of course. Watch it out, please. All right. And if you have dinner, enjoy your dinner and just listen to while you're eating. I'm going to eat afterwards, okay? And if you're at work, well, lower the volume or use me as your entertainment. But I hope along, of course, as well, that you are finishing with your dinner soon, all right? So shall we get started with this beautiful session on reinventing yourself? Let's roll! Well, I received this question today when somebody asked me if can a hypnotist make a different person, can make you a different person altogether, from being a coward to a confident person. And I took the opportunity and, hey Sue, good to see you, yay. All right, always faithful, nice to see you. I really love to see you always here. It's really awesome, all right? So I took the opportunity to take the chance when somebody asked me this question of what it takes to go from a coward to a confident person. And I believe a person is more than just a behavior. I believe you agree with that. A person is more than just a behavior. So when I read that statement, can a person go from a coward to a confident person? This person didn't just talk about a behavior. They label it as an identity statement. They label themselves as a coward. And they said not just, I want to be more confident, or I want to be confident, I want to feel confident. But they say, I want to be a confident person. So confident person is an emotional state, usually, which is very easy to do, of course, But this person said, like, I want to be a confident person. So to me, automatically, that means they address themselves as a person. And the question I would usually ask first, and I'm sending this video to this person afterwards, I'm not sure that person will join us. The question, of course, is, and these questions, of course, that I need to ask, of course, what makes a person a coward? Is a person a coward in all areas of their life? When did they become a coward, of course? How do they know they're a coward? How would they know that this is a problem? How is it a problem to them to be a coward? And how would they like to act instead? Those questions. How would you like to act instead? To become a confident person? What is missing right now? What does it take them to go from a coward to a confident person? So that is a session all about today, when we are talking about how can somebody actually make changes to not just their behaviors or capabilities or their environment, which is so easy, but what does it take a person to make changes at a belief state, at a values level, maybe even at an identity level, which is much harder. And later on, in just a short while, I'm going to give you a couple of questions that you really would need to ask yourself. If you are guiding somebody to become a different person altogether, or if you are somebody who is contemplating about making major changes to beliefs or values, or even their identity level, because that's really hardcore. It is not just like me going from Germany to Malaysia, which automatically forms me into becoming a new person overall. But that was because professionally I ended up in a place. Not everybody can change country. Not everybody can change their relationship so dramatically much, which automatically would initiate a major change at the identity level. Not everybody can do it. So it must be a change of the identity level in their current environmental situation, in the environment they are operating in right now. So let's talk first about actually what is a person, their attitudes, their values, and their morals. So let me give you something to think about, So the attitudes, and I know people like to say, thanks, Sue, for calling in Linda, There's so many people who actually should watch this video overall, because I think it's a very, very important video. So attitude in NLP, in its master practitioner stuff, and I'm sharing it here right now, is a collection of values and beliefs that makes up your personality. So attitudes is a collection of values and beliefs that makes up your personality. So a person is defined by their morals, by their values and beliefs, and these three form our attitudes about something. And ultimately, our attitudes create our personality. That is the important part overall to understand. Now, how we are interacting, our attitudes, of course, enable us or the values and beliefs force us or are in the interplay with our environment. And how we are interplaying with our environment creates our memories. So ultimately, I believe, and there's a discussion around, of course, but I believe a person, the interaction we have with our environment creates our memories. And ultimately, a person, and please tell me, Sue, or whoever else is watching here, tell me if you agree with this one. A person is a set of memories. Memories determine who we are. So when somebody really wants to change a behavior, that's easy. But if when a person is a set of memories, and somebody wants to change their values, beliefs, their morals, their attitudes, what must have happened in the past to a person? Welcome, everybody, okay. What must have happened in that person's past, so that they came to the decision that they want to change from going a coward as a person, to becoming a confident person. What kind of drama must have happened to have them really make those terrible or wonderful or awesome changes, that they decided by themselves, I need to become a totally new person overall. Because it's a significant impact, isn't it? So what caused a person to desire changes which are dramatic and all-encompassing, encompassing beliefs, values, and possibly their morals? So, as a person thinking about that situation, wanting to make the changes, you need to think about the following question, or guiding somebody through those questions, which I haven't typed out, so I really want you to listen carefully, because these are important questions. So you are somebody right now, today already. Who do you want to be instead? So who do you want to become instead? You are somebody interacting with your environment. You have a history. You have a life before. Who do you want to become instead? And why? I know sometimes we say why questions are not the best question, but in this sense here, it's a really else to a lot of drama happened. Why do you want to make the changes? Why do you want to make the changes? To become a different person altogether. And of course you got to think about, is it possible to reach your goal anyhow differently, not just at an identity level, but maybe just changing some beliefs, maybe enhancing capabilities, maybe enhancing somebody's behavioral styles and just changing their behaviors, maybe making changes in their environmental level. So what would need to happen for them to be able to reach their goals differently? Now, if they say they really want to make the changes, if they really want to make the changes overall and become a totally different person, you gotta ask yourself, what kind of environment do you want to create? What kind of environment do you want to create? What is different in that environment to compare to the environment you're acting in right now? What is different in the new environment as you envision it, as you're imagining it, to the environment you're acting in right now? And what will be the impact on you? And that is a very important question, guys. What will be, if you are changing your identity, what will be the overall impact on you, on your family, your relationships, your professional status? What will be the impact? Is it a positive or a negative impact? And if you realize, that's not a question you can answer quickly and immediately. It is something to think about. Because if the question is negative, the ecology, in NLP we are talking about ecology. If the ecology of the changes is negative, then don't go for that changes. Try to get to change the identity differently, because you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to give up your family, your children, your wife, your husband maybe, or your job environment. What will be the impact on you of the ecology if you are changing your environment? Once you got that, what beliefs need to be changed? What are the beliefs you need to change? Is there any really any need to change those beliefs? Are there value that needs changing? It is NLP master practitioner stuff, but it is possible to make changes happening at the values level and to create fast and instant change. I hope all of you can follow me right now. Please, if you have questions to me right now with regard to this session, ask this question. Introduce yourself as well to this session here right now. Let me know who's listening in right now, so I do know. If I know you, I would love to say hello to you guys, okay? It's always, I know there are a couple of people outside here right now watching, and one person just disappeared. But it's okay to just introduce yourself, all right? What do you need? Another question you need to consider when you make changes to your identity is what kind of beliefs would need to change. What is different from what you believe right now? What is different in your belief set that needs to have the changes to create a new identity. And overall, much easier, of course, once you install a new value, a new belief. Once you, hey, Paige, hello, ayo, hey, Angel, good to see you as well. I didn't know you were here. That's why I wanted to see you here and say hello to me. So I know my heart is pumping now much more. Okay, lovely people are on the show tonight. Ask your question. I think it's a very, very interesting question we're talking about. If you really can make changes to your identity level, not just behaviors, identity. So we just talked about very intensively already about the beliefs you would need to change, which are different from the beliefs you hold right now. What are the values? Colin, good to see you as well. What are the values you would need to change in order to create a new identity? What is overall happening in your environment? And if all the changes you want to make are really healthy to you, because sometimes changes are not healthy. So that is really important that you take care of your ecology overall. So there are tons of more questions you could ask yourself or other people who work with you on making that behavioral changes. And it's just the beginning part. These couple of questions, I think there are 8 questions overall. Oh, one more question. What is the first step you would need to do to make it happen? If you like what you're hearing right now, give me a like, guys, all right? I would love to get likes. I like likes, all right? I'm not allowed anymore to ask for likes, but I don't care right now. Thank you for the likes. I give you a high five, an air five, a heart pumping, whatever. And there's a drill even coming around here. I'm not sure if you hear the drill. Somebody's renovating in the office. Even this one is supporting me here right now, giving me a high five to the drill upstairs. All right, okay. The crucial part of the questions right now that I ask you right now is really about the ecology. So what are some challenges? What are some challenges we need to have when we want to reinvent ourselves? Because most of us, so many times, and I know, Colin, I think you're a trainer. So many times we as trainers or facilitators or performance developers, consultants and coaches, we are asked to help people change this, but there are challenges. So we need to, it's not always easy to start considering the pathway of change and what needs to happen. So I would like to, many of us talk about organizational changes, talent management, and many times it's a doomed behavior, doomed initiative if the person or the people in the environment do not make changes to their thinking. Somebody smart by the name of Marianne Williamson. She's an author, lecturer, activist, and perennial candidate. She said, you must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. That is pretty cool, you know. You must learn a new way to think before you can master a new way to be. Because that's it, isn't it, overall? That is really the important part. Oops, I'm so close. What needs to happen overall, okay? That we need to change our thinking first, the structure of our thoughts, which ultimately results or are supported by our beliefs overall. Now, the challenge, of course, as well is, you know, there's one more challenge I need to really tell you, is that we are oftentimes limiting ourselves. We are blinded by our own limited beliefs. It's hard to go beyond our own beliefs. We are stuck in our own world. Sometimes we need a guide that brings us beyond our own boundaries, because, as Schopenhauer, the German philosopher, was saying, every person takes the limits of their field of vision for the limits of their world. Now that is a beautiful quote, isn't it? Let me show that to you again. Every person takes the limits of their field of vision for the limits of their world. Now isn't that important to say that? That is really important, because we can't go beyond our beliefs. We are stuck in our own belief system and don't know how to transcend it. For us, our beliefs are our world. And in order to make changes happen, we need to realize we are really blindfolded. We are blinded by our own beliefs, and we need to make the changes that go beyond our current beliefs. And that can be the challenge sometimes. Because how do beliefs work? Well, we all get information every single day. But we are oftentimes filtering information according to the beliefs we are holding in our mind. It's called cognitive bias. And that type of cognitive bias means we are looking for information that confirms what we believe already. We are looking for that. We are looking for information that confirms what we are believing already. And that is a challenge overall, because we always confirm that we are either good or bad, that the world is hard and we need to work hard, or that it's easy to work hard. We confirm we are a good person or a bad person, but we need to transcend our own beliefs overall, our own cognitive bias, remove it, so to speak, to widen our map of the world. And here's the challenging part, because here is, to me in my world, comes in that we are believing oftentimes the world we are in is a real world. There is no reality, there is no real world. But when NLP and hypnosis comes to play, to me, and hey, you know me guys, I'm an NLP trainer, I'm a hypnosis trainer. Automatically I believe it helps you, hypnosis and NLP helps you to remove this cognitive bias, to help you to go inside of us, in this little part inside of us which stores our limiting beliefs, which stores our values, which stores how we think about ourselves and makes the changes that we need to make to become the person to reinvent ourselves totally and absolutely. And if we really are able to make the changes, we become who we want to become. We are aligning our focus, we are realigning our focus to really see who we really want to become. It charms the focus. It charms our inner focus that we do know what we want to become as well. It removes unwanted behaviors. It removes limiting beliefs, and it helps us to shift the values. And here I want to share a story with you. I want to share a story with you of a guy whom I met in Australia, who was taking his last money to come to the master practitioner class that ran in Australia. And what happened was that he said to me, Andreas, I need to change my values. I'm bankrupt. I maxed out my credit cards. I maxed out my accounts. My company is at its knees. It's breaking already. My wife is at the edge of leaving me. Help me. And in my training, I learned how to help people make the shifts in their values. So we changed his financial values, changed the values, aligns the values to him differently. So he is focused more on financial, wisdom, so to speak. Because earlier he was spending like mad on everybody who came to him and asked him for money. He just spent money. But after we aligned the values, he went home and he said, I see the light in the end of the tunnel. I do know what to do right now. And he was able to rebalance his bank accounts and rerun his company, rescuing his marriage. And that is the important part. When you are able to reinvent yourself, you can become a person if the change that you want to have is really positive. Because if this great author was one time saying one thing, we so many times try to change the world around us. But she says, don't try to change the world. Just change yourself. Why? Because the whole world is only relative to the eyes that you are looking at it. Your world actually only exists for as long as you exist. And with the death of you includes the death of your world. Therefore, if there's no peace in your heart, you will not find no peace in this world. If there's no happiness in your life, you'll find no happiness around anywhere around you. If you have no love in your heart, you will not find love anywhere. And if you do not fly around freely inside your own soul like a bird with perfectly formed wings, there will never be any freedom for you, regardless if you are on a mountaintop, removed from all attachments to all of mankind. Even the mountaintop cannot give you freedom if it is not already flying around there inside your own soul. So I say, change yourself, not the world. Now that is a really smart lady, isn't it? So you can reread that session, that quote again afterwards, because that is what it really is all about. We need to change ourselves inside. And that is only possible. And coming now, of course, my confirmation bar is this. I'm an NLP trainer. I'm a hypnosis trainer. So, hey, if you are sitting on the sideline of wanting to make major changes, think about taking the advanced coaching package or join our NLP and timeline therapy practitioner training starting in July again. We just finished a beautiful, beautiful training overall. Just recently. It would be lovely if you who's watching that video really consider joining us right now, because we do know we can help people get rid of their inner beliefs and realign their focus to help them create the life they want to really experience. Everybody deserves to have an awesome life. That is our belief. And we invite you to join our NLP practitioner training so we can facilitate and working with you to make the changes that you want to make and deserve to have. Now, as you do this, before you do this, of course, hey, feel free to join our free online course. It would be lovely to see you inside there. Because already before you join our NLP practitioner class, you can get this free online course. It's free, so take it. And you can see the rep link down there, and it's really about attracting success into your personal and professional life. This video will also go up there in this membership site. Would be lovely to see you inside there, because we all deserve to have an awesome life overall. So here's a link again. Some of you I'll see tomorrow, other people I hope to see soon. If you have a question, feel free to reach out to me in this Facebook video. Still ask your questions. Text me a message, PM me personally. I would be happy to shake my hand with you so that I can say hello to you personally, face to face, and we work together to creating a life where everybody wants to belong to. Until then, like and share this video, and I see you when I see you. Until then, bye-bye.